Hey there, Wargamers, Justin and Painter here, and today we're going to give you guys some hobby updates. I'd like to welcome you guys back to the channel, and today will be hopefully brief, but I want to talk about some minis that I'm working on today, give you guys a little bit of an update. Now, I recently put up a video that was doing the unboxing slash kind of review of the Alpha Strike box set that's getting ready to hit primary retailers. I know Ares and Fortress are both, I can't think at this time of recording, are currently both taking pre-orders. So I have been working on the minis from that box, and I wanted to give you guys an update on the Inner Sphere portion of what I've been working on. So I'll let you guys see what's coming. I'm hoping in the near future I will be able to do some battle reports using these minis, specifically so I can A, play with the minis, and B, also showcase the scenarios that are in the Alpha Strike box, right? I think there's like 3 scenarios that use specifically the North Wind Highlanders versus Jade Falcon in the box, and I'd like to be able to do that. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it, and the faction that I have painted is Northwind Highlanders. Specifically though, I'm working on the paint scheme from the Dark Age era, where the Northwind Highlanders were working for the Republic of the Sphere, and they weren't using the green colors with the tartan. They were using green hands, legs, heads, and tan bodies, or some variation of that. So that's what I've worked on today. Well, not today, but I'm showcasing today. And I used these as reference. These are old MechWarrior Dark Age clicks. Paint jobs are obviously not particularly amazing, but based on camo specs, sometimes the head is green. It also mentions the feet are green. The clicks didn't have that, and also mentioned hands are green. It also wasn't very specific where the Highlander symbol goes on camo specs for the Republic era ones. I chose the left side and tried to put it on legs when I could, because that's where I think the traditional Highlander emblem goes. This one's got it on the right, and this dude doesn't have it. He's got it on his back, right? So they weren't consistent with these, but this is kind of what my baseline was for getting a paint scheme idea, just to see where they place the colors. Now mine are a little bit lighter than those, but with that said, let's get into it. So we got this little fella here, and you can see where I followed the camo specs recommendations for the green legs, green hands, and green head. And I always screw this up, and I think this is a Valkyrie, but I mix up the Valkyrie and the Wasp a lot. So I feel like there's one other one I mix up too. But whatever. This is one of the light mechs from the box set. I don't remember them all by heart, especially these, because I haven't played a game with one of these in a while. So, but this is this guy, little dude, little bro. Pew, pew. And I put the emblem on his left shoulder because it's a little easier. There wasn't really prime real estate on the legs here, so I went with left shoulder, and then I put a little marker icon or a number on this side. I thought it would be a nice touch. So I've got a Phoenix Hawk. Can't forget that guy's name. I know that mech. And its torso similar to this fellow in terms of real estate. I guess he's a little bigger, but because it was bigger, I opted not to do the shoulders and opted to put it on the left side of the chest and the number on the left or the right side. Thought that looked cool. Now, these aren't done, obviously, but this is the current hobby progress. This is where we are. And right now I've got to finish out the details, so I need to do the canopies, and then the weapons. They need to be basically anything that needs metallics, and then the little like glowing effects and stuff. And then obviously I got to base them. So, but I'm pretty happy with where these guys are right now. Let's see, we've got our Blackjack. And you can see on this one I was able to do the left leg and right leg for numbers. And yeah. Dig that. Pew, 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 pew. Got to make sound effects. That's what we do. That's what we do. All right, so we've got our Locust. I'm a big fan of the Locust for Inner Sphere. I feel like I can always find points for a Locust. If I wasn't worried about just duplicating the same models over and over, I could see a Locust swarm. I could see a full lance of them being pretty annoying. And you can see, so this is a Cougar. You can see the colors. It's different. I didn't like it being this dark, so I went kind of a beigey, tanny color. Camo spec says tan and green, so kind of got this tan and green. Yep. So, and moving on, rest of the box, we've got this fellow, the new mech from the box. couldn't quite get the decal. There was no real place to put it on the front of the leg that made sense, so left side of the left leg. And then the same with this number. And I wanted to limit, like there's such nice real estate here, but I wanted to limit putting decals on top of the model. I prefer it's side or front. Because like in combat, imagine as he's moving, you're going to see the fronts of him more so than the above shots, you know what I mean? So this is what I did. Yep. We've got the Atlas. Now this one and a few other ones will have some black areas that I'll have to finish up or even start doing, period. This guy I blocked in a little bit of the black because I wanted to get a feel for what he was going to look like, just penciling in some colors. And once I get the edge highlights on it and get the fade on it, I think the black area is going to look good. I wanted to limit going into like metallics on the Atlas, so I don't think I'm going to metallic his head. I think we are going to come in with the beige, or full on like ivory rather, faceplate. And then we'll do the eyeballs, you know, his little glowing canopy there, cockpit. And you'll notice I did, whoops, dropping them, boop, Atlas down. I put a little hazard stripes on here. These are from Deathor Designs, a company I work for. There'll be a link in the description below. We're making decals now. We can't make official, air quotes, Battletech IP decals, but we can make numbers, hazard stripes, all kinds of things like that. So if you're interested in picking up some decals, the decal sheets are like $5, I think. Matter of fact, I could do a quick show and tell for that, because I've got some Fighting Piranha here. So here's a Fighting Piranha decal sheet. This is numbers. And let's see, I've got my sheet of, should have my DoD ones here. Okay, I think it looks like I stuck them all in the same kind of pouch here. I've got more Fighting Piranha that I was using. Well, hang on, this can't be the right one. I know I've got more DRD stuff sitting there than that. Did it fall out? I've got the one sheet, which is fine, but did they fall? I'm gonna be upset if they fell out. I'm gonna feel like a dummy. Sitting here trying to do a video. Ah, there they are. Boom. Put them under my storage box for a mini. So we've got a whole bunch of DRD decals that I've done, or that I've printed at work. The white ones are very hard to see. You can see it with the sheen, but it's a little hard to see. I've recommended us trying to get a different color paper so it's easier to see the numbers. But the ones with the black backer on them, it's good. These all have white back as well, so like they're not transparent, unless they say they are. We've got some like these. These are white alternating ones. The in-between is transparent, so when you put them on, you'll get the color showing through. We've got some checker patterns. These are black and white. Then we have some that are color with the white portion here being transparent, so you can just have a solid alternating pattern that matches your armor. So, and then we've got some cool hazard stripes. These are the more grungy ones, detailed ones. And then we've got various checker patterns. I've got some of these to maybe use on some J Falcons and whatnot. And this one, and this is a popular one I get asked about. I'll show you a model here in a moment that's using some of these with the white colored instead of black. But these are like our kill marks and so forth, right? But when you're looking at numbers, here is our sheet versus Fighting Piranha sheet. And if I recall, MSRP is $5 on this. So you get more. And they come in Ziploc bags. So you'll get a small Ziploc bag that you can put your decal sheet back into so it doesn't get messed up, whereas these, they're stapled and you have to cut them. And you can also pick these decals up from Fortress Miniatures and Games and Ares. They both carry our decals. And if you have recommendations on decals you'd like to see us make that are not behind the IP wall, so to speak, make sure you pop into our Discord and send us a message, or you can leave a comment here. We'd love to know what you guys might like to see, that some stuff that'll make detailing out your models easier. So anyways, back to the model. This is the Atlas. All right, a couple models left from the box set. We've got our Archer. Now you'll notice he's missing his little antenna here. I dropped him and he broke, which is astounding. I find their plastic to be particularly strong, and I managed to break it. But you'll see I got the decal for the Highlanders on the left leg, number there. That's about it. But where the broken part is, I tried to paint it up to look like maybe it got hit and maybe it was a PPC or a laser sheared it off, or took I guess a Gauss round wouldn't really be hot. But something sheared it off, and I thought that would be the best way because I couldn't find the piece. That was the big issue. I would have fixed it if I could, but the piece, it flew across the room and I heard it go ka-tink off of a wall, and I couldn't find it. Crawled around the floor like I was looking for a contact lens for like a half an hour, and then I gave up. So I went with a little bit of battle damage. So, but I'm digging how the archer here is turning out. I think it's pretty cool. And then finally, from the box set, the last model here, we've got the Warhammer. Tried and true, one of my favorites. So this one's got a few extra decals on it. So we have the Highlanders left, number right, number left, Highlanders right. This is a thing that I like to do because I feel like on the battlefield, no matter where he's turning or twisting or whatever, you've got maximum opportunity to know what faction he is from. If you're wanting to put that in, in your enemy's face and instill fear, or just let them know what's up. I like that. That may not always hold true for camo spec stuff, but I also do that with my clan stuff. I'll have like a whatever emblem goes on whatever leg, like my Clan Wolf Beta Galaxy is like left side, and then I'll usually put it on the other side of a model. So like if he's torso twisting, you always know what galaxy he's from. But yeah, that's the Warhammer. So really, I really like that. I mean, it's just, can't go wrong with a Warhammer. It's classic. It's iconic Battletech. And the fact that this box set takes place during the Dark Age, which is why I picked these, where the Highlanders are fighting the Jade Falcons in various forms, but I think that the scheme I'm going with is Raptor Keshik, which is what Malvina Hazen was doing. So I added on so I'd have a company of mechs instead of just the 2 lances. So I picked up a metal catapult, and you'll notice it's got a couple different marks on here. So we've got some tally marks, and then the little bomb symbol. Figure he's got Artemis 4, is that right? And then this here, I was thinking maybe, this is like his kill marks or something that the pilot, applies after combat if he takes down a worthy opponent or a worthy target. So I thought that was pretty cool. And we still got a ways to go again, canopies, detail bits, this little thing here, got to paint the tips of the missiles. So little ways to go, but I like it. Arclight Miniatures had the same, or I had the same issues that Arclight did with this. There was some nasty, let me see if I can zoom in so you guys can just see what I'm talking about. The decal kind of hides a little bit, but there's some scrape lines or gouges in it. Let's see if you can notice it on the leg. Okay, so if you look here at the canopy, right, from the tin, that's crisp and clean. When we rotate, you see these 2 gashes. It's because this whole side of the model, the mold is slipped and messed up. And I thought maybe when I saw Arclights that it might have been his. Maybe he got a bad casting. I got the exact same problem, so it's their mold. It wasn't just a fluke with him. We both had the same issue. And that is rather unfortunate, but at least in my case, the decal covers it up reasonably well. So not that big of a deal, I suppose. And for other kill marker stuff, picked up an Annihilator. And so we've got the little mech silhouette, tally marks, because, Annihilator's been annihilating the enemy. Pew, 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 pew. Just subtle little things with the hazard stripes. I thought the yellow and white would have been too much of a contrast on this model, so I went with just the solid white ones. And then we've got our icon and our number. And then following up with another Dark Age mech, we got the Mangonel. This has a special place in my heart because it was in the starter box for Mech Warrior Dark Age, and it was this in the Jade Phoenix. It's either Jade Phoenix or Jade Hawk, I forget the name, it's one of those. But it was in the box, so it was a mercenary. So, and I've got 2 more left, which if you're counting will put us at 13 instead of 12, but it is what it is. So I got a proxy here from Stratos Minis. This is going to be my Stalking Spider. I'm aware that the Stalking Spider I don't believe has a turret, but I thought this was kind of neat. So I wanted some representation, and I'm not a big fan of some of the quads from Iron Winds. I mean, no offense to them, Iron Winds has some good stuff that I do like, but just in general, I find the quads to be a little derpy. Even the new plastic one that they previewed, I think it is actually the Spider maybe, or Tarantula, maybe it's a Tarantula. That's coming out in the next Kickstarter. I saw it in person at KrinskaCon. I wasn't impressed. The models are fine. The Spider or the Tarantula is holding true to the fluff and the way it looks in the TRO art. I think the TRO art's goofy for me, and I like goofy looking mechs, but I don't like that one. So I went with something that I would like the aesthetics of, and here we are. And then lastly, for our Highlanders, I've got this proxy from Stratos as well, and I'm going to run this as a Xanatos. Is it Xanatos or Xanthos? Something like that. It's a 100-ton quad mech from the Dark Age. I used to have a mercenary one that I played with the Clicks when I played. And yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool. This one I feel is a little bit more accurate to what the Xanthos looks like. So also I got to paint up the, you know, little timber wolf that's been beat up. So but yeah, that'll be 13 mechs for my Northwind Highlanders while they're serving on the Republic of the Sphere with the alternate paint job. And I think these guys are going to be really neat when they are done. Got a ways to go. But with that being said, if you guys have any thoughts on these models, questions, any concerns at all, sound off in the comments below. If you want to see the channel to grow and continue to put out content, videos, ramble, anything at all, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends. But with that being said, it's time for me to go, guys. If you want to help support what I do, check out deathraydesigns.com and Fortress Miniatures and Games. As always, keep painting those models, keep rolling those dice, and I'll catch you next time.